The Stone Age is the longest period in human history, making up about 99% of our entire existence. It is divided into three parts: the Paleolithic, Mesolithic, and Neolithic periods. The Paleolithic, or Old Stone Age, is the earliest phase. This is when the first true humans appeared. One of the earliest species was Homo habilis, known for creating simple stone tools by chipping rocks to make sharp edges. These early humans lived as nomads, moving constantly in search of food and shelter. Later came Homo erectus, a major step forward in human evolution. Homo erectus learned how to control fire, which allowed cooking, warmth, and protection from predators. This species was also the first to migrate out of Africa into Europe and Asia. They made better tools, used spears to hunt large animals, wore animal skins, and built simple huts. After them appeared the Neanderthals, one of the most advanced extinct human species. They made tools from bone, wore clothing, created ornaments, and even buried their dead, sometimes with flowers. Despite their intelligence, Neanderthals eventually went extinct. Finally, Homo sapiens appeared, modern humans. That's us. During the Paleolithic, humans lived in small tribes and survived through hunting and gathering. During the Mesolithic period, people began settling near rivers and lakes. They still hunted, but they also fished and used boats. The bow and arrow was invented, giving humans their first long-range weapon. The Neolithic period changed everything. Humans discovered agriculture and began farming crops and domesticating animals like sheep, goats, and pigs. This ended the nomadic lifestyle. People built permanent villages, created pottery, weaving, baskets, and invented the wheel. The Stone Age ended when humans learned how to melt and shape metal. The Bronze Age began when humans learned that heating copper made it easier to shape. Later, they discovered that mixing copper with other elements created bronze, a much stronger metal. Bronze allowed the creation of weapons, armor, tools, and farming equipment. Farming became more efficient, food supplies increased, populations grew, and cities expanded. Massive structures like pyramids, ziggurats, and temples were built. Trade expanded thanks to improved ships, and the first writing systems appeared in Mesopotamia and Egypt. However, the Bronze Age ended suddenly around 1200 BC when many civilizations collapsed. The exact reasons are unknown, but theories include droughts, invasions, earthquakes, and disease. After the Bronze Age collapse, humans learned how to smelt iron. While early iron wasn't better than bronze, iron was far more common, allowing mass production of tools and weapons. This led to major advances in farming, construction, and warfare. Coins became a standard form of money, and long-distance trade routes like the Silk Road connected east and west. The Iron Age marks the end of prehistory because written records became widespread. Classical antiquity is when recorded history truly begins. This era saw the rise of ancient Greece and Rome in the west and major civilizations in the east. Greek thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle laid the foundations of philosophy and science. Democracy was tested in Athens, medicine advanced under Hippocrates, and art reached new heights. Major religious and philosophical texts appeared during this time, including the Bible, Hindu scriptures, and Confucian writings. Powerful leaders like Alexander the Great and Julius Caesar shaped history. This period ended with the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The early Middle Ages, sometimes called the Dark Ages, followed the fall of Rome. Central governments weakened, trade declined, and written records became scarce. At the same time, Islam emerged and spread rapidly. The High Middle Ages saw the rise of feudalism, where land was exchanged for military service. The Catholic Church gained enormous power. Gothic architecture emerged, and the Crusades were launched. The late Middle Ages began with disasters: the Great Famine, the 100 Years' War, and the Black Death, which killed nearly 1/3 of Europe's population. Despite this, major innovations appeared, including the printing press. Exploration increased, and powerful empires rose in Africa and Asia, such as the Mali Empire and the Mongol Empire. The modern age began with massive cultural and intellectual change. The Renaissance revived classical knowledge and produced legendary figures like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Galileo, and Shakespeare. The Protestant Reformation challenged religious authority, while the Scientific Revolution laid the foundation for modern science. Thinkers like Newton and Copernicus changed how humans understood the universe. The Age of Enlightenment promoted reason, liberty, equality, and constitutional government. European exploration led to the discovery and colonization of the Americas. The Industrial Revolution transformed society through machines, factories, and steam power. Later, electricity, railroads, telegraphs, and mass production reshaped daily life. The World Wars defined the 20th century, and afterward, humanity entered the Information Age, driven by computers, the internet, and artificial intelligence.